It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs.
He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Texans and the Colts.
And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt.
Yeah.
These teams don't like...
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Houston. Brown with a return here. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is someone who became an absolute superstar last year as a rookie. Drafted second in 2023, it's C.J. Stroud.
And he's more than happy to get the win last week, but there's still something probably nagging at him. He only needed one more good completion to have one of those really rare 500-yard games in the NFL. I'm sure it'll be tough for him to match that performance this week, or maybe any week, but it has him coming in hot, confident, and believing in what he can do.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
At the 27-yard line.
Right back it goes to Pierce. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. From the gun, Stroud. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. Back deep for the Colts is Anthony Gould. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So now the Colts getting their first opportunity on offense in this game. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick, who unfortunately had that rookie season cut short at just 4 games. Good to have him back from Florida, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at second in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. Stroud throwing here on first. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
At the 24-yard line.
To the air, Stroud. Collins there to grab it. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On play action, here's Stroud. Connects on the crosser. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 34.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first. Shotgun now for Stroud. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 20-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal a little bit tougher here. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
He's on the move. Oh, the football's loose. And they pick it up, still got a chance at a touchdown. And Houston returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Texans picked up the fumble and ran it home. That right there was impressive, Brock. Even with the fumble, absolutely no panic on his part, finding that football, keeping the play going, and taking it in for 6.
I am just hearing my old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, say whoever plays the hardest the longest wins. And that's what you got to do. You got to play harder, you got to play longer than your opponent, and when you get an opportunity, go seize it.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. That one gonna go against the D.
Pass interference. Defense.
So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. First down throw here from Richardson. Short pass brought in. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackle made by Jeff Okuda. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Short side option here, he's running left. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Keeps it on the option.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. That's brought in, it's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's gonna get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Running right, this is Taylor. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. 2nd and 15. He locates Adonai Mitchell. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He has the first over the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They'll get 18 yards there. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Hits his running back. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. From the gun, Taylor. This is ahead for about 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. To throw, Richardson. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Richardson fights off the pressure. Oh, he's gonna run for it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Returns looking good so far. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They're already on a modest little winning streak here, currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. Handoff, headed left, Pierce. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Throwing is Stroud. Finds him over the middle. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
At the 40-yard line.
Stroud. Completed over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
3rd and 8.
Here's Stroud. Gets this one to Pierce. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Tommy Townsend on to punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this series with an option left. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So they catch the illegal block in the back, Brock, and that's rare that we see the clipping call. It's a dangerous play. It's rightfully going to back up this offense. Quick slant taken in by Pittman. And he'll get it up to the 27. 1 quarter down in this all AFC South contest. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at 2nd and 3. Option give to Taylor. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Now a toss play, Taylor. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. The Colts ready for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. He fields this at the 18. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Hits him on the out route. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Pierce up the middle. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brought down by Julian Blackman. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Stroud from the pistol. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 38 out of the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
From the red zone now. Rolling left, buying some time. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the Colts 11-yard line.
From the gun, Stroud. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down.
And 6 yards to go.
Here's Stroud now. He brings it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Pierce has the Houston touchdown. The Texans now lead by 10. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans drive their lead to 11. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Colts and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. Richardson now on 1st and 10. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
This is reeled in by Pittman. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10.
1st down.
This set it down starts with an option right. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6.
From the 43. Connecting on the slant. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're trying an option play left side on 1st down. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. Now following the play, one of the Texans banged up in some pain. We're going to pause as he gets checked on. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Play action with Richardson. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
That one's complete right side. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Off the play fake. Here's Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Hits him on the in route. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Texans and running back Dameon Pierce ready for their next drive. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. From the gun, here's Pierce. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Has a man, it's Brown. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal.
And goal at the 1-yard line.
Pierce. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Running it after the penalty. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Stroud. Into traffic, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and one thing,
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, I certainly don't envy the officials here. A lot of times, Brock, it can be so tough to have the right angle to get a perfect spot on that football.
Yeah, how they do it, I just marvel at it. A bunch of years ago, I got to do and be an official, a side judge for a spring game.
How'd that go?
Not well, because things happen so fast, and I really do. I marvel at more often than not how good these officials are at spotting the ball.
So upon further review and a consultation from Game Day Central, the call overturned. Stroud now on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. All right, here we go. 2nd down. To throw, Richardson. That one finds Josh Downs. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Catch made by Mitchell. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Chased out to his right. Breaks through, and he might break away. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. 1st down throw here from Richardson. That's complete to Pittman. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
I think that time the defense was thinking a run play was going to come at them, right? Actually, most of us probably thought that was the right call. Still, wasn't a problem for them to adapt and get into coverage and force now a 4th down.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with a penalty.
Defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage. So they'll only need 5 now after that neutral zone infraction penalty. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Juju Brents with a stop. We've reached our halftime intermission with the Texans currently in front in Houston. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Trevor Lawrence, strong in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 6-2 on the year. From there, we'll jet north to Ohio to check in on the Browns at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 100 yards exactly on the ground with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings don't want to fall into a deep hole this early, so a good win there ups their record to 3-4. We saw Dameon Pierce put together a strong performance in that first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Colts ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And among dual threats in the NFL so far this season, there has been no equal. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing yards to this point. On first down, it's Richardson. Hauled in by Downs. He's got to gain a 6 there. Desmond King up to make the tackle. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 31. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
They'll bring out the punter here. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 38. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Here's the give to Pierce. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Escapes a defender. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, Stroud. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On the carry, it's Pierce. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 21-yard line.
Shotgun handoff to Pierce. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
He'll get this one to Brown. And they get this down to the 7-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. They give it to Pierce. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Motioning one of the tight ends. This is Pierce. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. A very short kick here from the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Starting from the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. It's an option right that begins this drive. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Tackle made by Jeff Okuda. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing now, Richardson. Taylor makes the catch. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. This finds Mitchell, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. Buys time, rolling right. Now he takes it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. They've got 1st down from the 31. Back to throw, here's Richardson. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field, incomplete. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. So it's 2nd down coming up. This is Taylor. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down. Richardson. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Has it in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the Texans' 5-yard line.
Here's Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. Here's Matt Gay for the Colts field goal. This from 28 yards away. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Listen, all he could do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, he's able to handle his 3rd field goal of the game and just inch them a little bit closer.
Brown with a return here. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Ball at the 33 for first down. Stroud. Complete out to the right side. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. Second down now, 7 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And that means 3rd down coming up. From the gun, Stroud. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Looks like we have a player hurt on that one. We'll get a pause here, and the training staff out to look at C.J. Stroud. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Running left, it's Pierce. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Kenny Moore there to make the stop.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Now after the incomplete pass, we've got someone shaken up and in need of some medical attention. The Texans set to punt. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Finds his man, Downs. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Play action on first down. Cut by Diggs. He gets loose down the right side. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans lead by 14. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans lead by 15 now. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down carry for Taylor. He breaks a tackle. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. 2nd and 15. Has him on the quick hitter. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. So now here's 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be Texans football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Mills. Gets this one to Pierce. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Pierce gets the first, still running. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Here's Mills. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Mills back to throw. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now Mills dumps it off to his running back. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offense set to head out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Into traffic, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. Option give to Taylor. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Richardson now. Hauled in by Downs. And he'll get it up to the 44.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
A costly false start penalty as 3rd down becomes much more difficult to convert as they back it up 5. Richardson on 3rd. Completed over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. We've got a stoppage now for an injured wide receiver. That's Michael Pittman, who they're out attending to after the play. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Running right, this is Taylor. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw, Richardson. This one finds Taylor. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this 2nd half. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Completed to Collins. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
And he's just going to fair catch that one at the 24-yard line. The Colts are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. From the gun, Taylor. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. And holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Ooh, incomplete there on second down, but boy, a risky throw on a check down of all things. Nearly picked off and headed the other way. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Richardson back to throw. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up fourth down.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Texans are going to take over with their eyes on the end zone. Handoff, headed left, Pierce. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Mills to the air now. He'll get this one to Brown. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing here, Mills. Dumped off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It'd be kind of fun, Kate, to be able to measure these coordinators' blood pressure or temperature, because the third down screen for negative yards, I promise you that coordinator's heated on the sidelines.
They'll send out the punting unit. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Straight ahead with Taylor. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll be first down, Colts.
13 yards. First down, Colts.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. And it's going to be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun here. Short pass brought in. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Richardson. Catch made by Mitchell. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32. Quick slant taken in by Pittman. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Escapes the pocket. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now pause as we attend to an injured player, and you could hear the stadium take a collective breath. It's their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who's in need of some assistance. First throw for the backup now. He's got his man. That's Alec Pierce. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Here's 2nd and 2. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Completed to his running back. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. This one goes for 3 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. They are throwing it again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Prior to first down, they decided to call a timeout. Working inside the red zone. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Colts operating from the hurry up, rushing back to the line. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. So with less than a minute and a half to play, they must recover this onside effort. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. Second down now, 7 to go. They'll go right back to Pierce. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Running it after the penalty. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one. Punt team on the field. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The Colts ready to take the field. And that last impressive... It's out. That's a live ball. Bouncing near the goal line. And they jump on top of it. Ooh, a clutch recovery to clean up the mistake this late in the game. So it's a win for the Texans. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.